Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Health Minister says accident that left him with a broken wrist could have been worse. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says he is counting himself lucky after taking a fall from his bicycle on Charlie Mount Avenue in St. Andrew on Sunday morning. The minister made a post to Instagram in which he expressed gratitude to God and the well-wishers who reached out after news of his accident broke. Tufton shared a photo of himself in a hospital bed with a bandage to his forehead, shaking hands with dancehall artist Valiant, who he confirmed was involved in the incident. "Well, this Sunday wasn't planned. Took a fall this morning on my bicycle," Tufton captioned the photo. "Counting myself very lucky because it could have been worse. Thanks to God and to all who have me in their prayers and sent messages," he added. He continued, "Also thanks to Valiant who was involved for rushing me to the UHWI and to the team of doctors and nurses who are currently attending to me." It is understood that the health minister sustained a broken wrist in the accident. Opposition wants a comprehensive probe into Gordon House fire. The opposition is calling for a swift and comprehensive investigation into a reported case of arson at the Gordon House early this morning. It says it is important for the authorities to ascertain the identity and the motive behind the act. This incident represents an attack on a symbol of the country's legislature and the lawmaking, necessitating immediate attention from the law enforcement authorities, the opposition said in a statement today. It is imperative that the authorities take all necessary measures to ensure the security of our parliamentary institution and bring those responsible to justice. The opposition says it also expects that the authorities will investigate the absence of security personnel at the building. It is unacceptable that such an institution would be left unguarded, allowing the suspected arsonist restricted access to its halls. The opposition thanked first responders whose quick action helped contain the fire and prevent further damage. It is urging the authorities to safeguard the investigation as a surveillance video of the incident is already in circulation by the media. We encourage everyone with information about the incident to contact the relevant authorities and help reinforce the message that our institutions are inviolable to criminal activities. It is reported that about 10:38 p.m., security guards on duty were alerted to a noxious smell on the premises. An extensive search was launched, and it was discovered that the front door to the building had a minor burn. A plastic bottle which was partially burnt was found in the vicinity of the damaged door. Further checks revealed that a man had poured a substance from the bottle and lit the door on fire. He is being sought by the Kingston Central Police. Iraq charged for gun attack on men at a Lucy bar. Detectives attached to the Hanover Criminal Investigation Branch have charged a man for a gun attack on two men who were having drinks at a bar in Lucy. He is 28-year-old Vernon Francis, otherwise called Iraq, a farmer of Haunton Garden in Lucy, who is charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and the malicious destruction of property. Francis was charged on Friday after he was pointed out during an identification parade. He was arrested by the police during an operation the day before. A court date is being finalized for him. The incident happened on Wednesday, May 15. The police report that about 10 p.m., two men were at a bar in First Brissett Lucy having a drink when a motorcycle rode up with two men aboard. The man pointed the weapon in the direction of the men and opened gunfire at them. The men ran and were able to escape unharmed. The culprit gave chase and continued to fire at the men. During the incident, a white Nissan AD wagon motorcar was damaged by gunshots. Francis returned to the awaiting motorcycle and escaped. State Minister chides Bunting for placing JCF neutrality in danger. State Minister of National Security Juliet Cuthbert Flynn is criticizing opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting, claiming he has placed the neutrality of the security forces in grave danger. Cuthbert Flynn's criticism follows comments made by Bunting over the past few weeks, where he lambasted the police high command for initiating disciplinary proceedings against the controversial former Police Federation chairman Rohan James. PNP President Mark Golding last week wrote to National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang and called for the Jamaica Constabulary Force's disciplinary proceedings against the James to be reconsidered. Can anyone remember an instance where an opposition spokesperson publicly lobbied the police high command regarding the discipline and the promotion of specific officers? I am trying to recall if this could really have taken place, Cuthbert Flynn wrote on the social media platform X. The state minister said the posturing of Bunting and Golding is problematic and the risk of politicizing the JCF. I must highlight the grave danger to the neutrality of the JCF when political parties intervene in individual cases of discipline and promotion. This practice is problematic and it signals that JCF members who have differences with the High Command can resort to political lobbying, Cuthbert Flynn continued. She asserted that it would be pure evil to return Jamaica to a time when there were concerns about whether attempts were made to politicize the JCF. I believe political lobbying unfairly taints those on whose behalf the lobbying occurs. Such actions lead to the politicization of our police force, a troubling throwback to the dark days of the 90s. We must not allow this to happen again. It is pure evil to return us there, Cuthbert Flynn concluded. Jamaicans urged to bring farming skills learned overseas to local sector. Labor and the Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. is encouraging Jamaicans to seek to transfer the skills that they have learned through the Overseas Employment Program to the Jamaican economy when they return home. Better known as the Farm Work Program, Charles Jr. said it offers participants the opportunity to attain skills that are useful to Jamaica. He said the modern skills and the techniques can be transferred to local farms in Jamaica while speaking at the ministry's post-sectoral debate press conference on Thursday. The goal is for us to see the Farm Work Program as an opportunity to gain skills that become transferable and useful to Jamaica, Charles Jr. declared. We want persons to go up to Canada and to learn how to operate and design and other procedures with greenhouses, and they can come back and help Jamaica to become more climate resilient, he stated. We want also to be able to train and prepare Jamaican workers who can have the opportunity to be exposed and also come back to Jamaica and to utilize the new techniques and the modern techniques to the benefit of their own farms here or to whichever farms that they are working on in Jamaica, added Charles Jr. To the issue of labor shortages on some farms in Jamaica, the minister said a conversation needs to be had on the issue and committed to doing so between himself and his cabinet colleague, Floyd Green, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Some local farmers have reported issues relative to attracting enough labor to assist with the planting and reaping of crops, among other things. I do think that in this financial year, we will have to have more conversation around the actual specifics of what the shortage we speak of is, Charles Jr. suggested. To resolve the actual issue, he said it will require more accurate data to guide the decisions and the policies surrounding the perceived labor shortages on Jamaican farms. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.